So Aaliyah Boston just went head-to-head with Brianna Stewart in a one-on-one matchup, and honestly, it was scary, truly scary. Going into it, I thought this would be interesting but predictable. I figure Aaliyah might make things uncomfortable early, maybe test Stewie a bit, but eventually Brianna Stewart would take control and win. That is not what happened. Aaliyah Boston came out firing. She hit a three, dominated on the inside, knocked down her free throw, and completely locked up Brianna Stewart defensively. She blocked Stewie more times, and Stewie made 2-point field goals. Let that sink in. Stewie was dribbling side to side, settling for step-back long twos because she couldn't get by Aaliyah. And here's the wild part. Aaliyah found it easier to get past Stewie than Stewie did to get past Aaliyah. That's insane. This is not the same Aaliyah Boston we've seen before. I don't care what anyone says. This is a brand new player for Indiana. Physically, she's never looked better. She's in unbelievable condition. We all knew coming into year 2 that Aaliyah decided to get bigger and stronger. And yes, it was good weight, good muscle, but I think she underestimated how much an 8-month offseason without playing would impact her conditioning. And honestly, I think Caitlin Clark underestimated that too as a rookie. That's why I've always said, even if year 2 looked rough, you don't write her off. Young players misjudge the offseason all the time. It happens. But Aaliyah understood something important. To play next to Caitlin Clark, she had to become a runner. And last year in Unrivaled, we saw it start to happen. Game by game, she got into better shape. She ran the floor better. She moved better. Now we're at the point where Aaliyah Boston has gone from one of the slower bigs in the league to, honestly, the fastest center in the WNBA. Bar none. I think she's quicker than Malona. Much quicker. Maybe only Aya Wilson compares. Maybe. And here's the thing. Aaliyah has a better post game than Aya Wilson. She doesn't have Aya's face-up game. But anyone saying Aaliyah's ceiling isn't at least 95% of Aya Wilson is lying. Yes, through 3 seasons, Aya is the better player. But right now, Aaliyah Boston is entering MVP territory. I genuinely think she could win it. Because when you pair her with a point guard like Caitlin Clark, someone who is completely willing to sacrifice her own scoring, it changes everything. Caitlin doesn't care about the stat sheet. She wants the ball in her hands. She wants to make the right play. She'd happily have a 10-point, 17-assist game if it meant winning. If Aaliyah keeps playing like this, Caitlin is going to make life incredibly easy for her. And in this matchup specifically, Aaliyah absolutely cooked Stewie. No debate. Early on, Stewie hit a couple tough shots. Credit where it's due. One was great offense. One was a little questionable defense. But as the game went on, every time Stewie tried to go inside, Aaliyah shut it down. Swat. Another swat. Too small. Stewie is tall, yes, but she's too small for Aaliyah. A bump didn't matter. Aaliyah grabbed her own rebound, drew fouls, finished through contact. And that jab step 3, that needs to be her go-to move. Before, she had that awkward foot kick on her jumper, which you never want to see. Now her footwork is clean, controlled, confident. She even pulled out the dream shake against a multi-time all-defensive player and then blocked her again. It was domination. Aaliyah Boston won the matchup, flat out. And I genuinely hope she brings this refined version of her game into the WNBA, because she absolutely will. And let's not forget, Stewie flopped on the game winner. Aaliyah hit the shot, and Stewie literally threw herself on the floor. On the other side of things, Paige Bucher's getting a whistle in a one-on-one competition is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. The foul baiting is wild. She hacked Vatrike at 6-all, and it was called a jump ball. That's insane. Now, don't get me wrong, Paige deserved to win her matchup. She went on a ridiculous run. But watching a player get a special whistle in a one-on-one setting is crazy. Still, the upcoming matchups are going to be fun. Paige potentially facing Chelsea Gray, maybe Kelsey Mitchell in the semis. That's must-watch. And Aaliyah Boston being in the semis too? Even better. Bottom line, Aaliyah Boston beating Brianna Stewart in this one-on-one is one of the most impressive performances we've seen in this entire competition. For the first time, we truly saw how much her quickness has improved. And the answer is clear. She is now the quickest center in the league. That's insane. Absolutely insane. All right, that's it. See you guys. Fire.